Another one of the great graces that I know that we all received on retreat last week was the opportunity to meet our new bishop for the very first time. If you haven't been following the news, Pope Francis has assigned to the Diocese of Peoria a new coadjutor bishop, which basically means that he's going to be mentored by Bishop Jenke for the next year and a half, and then he will become our new bishop. And so Bishop Tilka came to our retreat last week because many of his priests were gathered there, and it was a good opportunity for him to start to get to know us and for us to start to get to know him. And so we did kind of a question and answer. We just went around the room and we were able to ask questions and dialogue and laugh a little bit together. And that was a grace in itself for us to get to meet him and get to know him. But a deeper grace that I experienced was just as he was answering questions, as he was speaking with us, just experiencing his demeanor. And I saw in him something that I've seen before in myself, and I think we should all see in ourselves as Christians. I saw in him the honor of being chosen. That's something that we all desire, that we're made like that as humans because we were made for love. And love is an intentional choosing of another. And it was almost, you could see in his eyes and in the humble pride that he had, right? Proud of being chosen by God for this immense task. He had this humility about him, but this honor of like knowing that he was going to be a successor of the apostles. Like, what an incredible honor. At the very same time, I saw the dichotomy. There was both the honor of being chosen and knowing that he's been chosen. And at the very same time, I experienced in his eyes and in his answers, I saw the weight of that office, the weight of being chosen, the responsibility of being loved so much, right? And I saw in him something that I've experienced about my own priesthood. I know the honor. I feel so honored, and I know that I'm honored by being chosen by God for this task, to stand in his place and to do the things that Jesus did in order to bring people to his Father. I'm incredibly honored. And I felt that from the beginning of being chosen and going into the seminary. At the very same time, I often feel and have felt and will continue to feel the great weight of that responsibility of being chosen. There's so much weight. It's a glorious weight because we get to do what Jesus did. It's that same honor and weight that we should all feel as Christians. Who of us deserves the grace of God to be chosen by him? Well, that's just it. That's how love works. It's not something that is owed to us. It's a grace. It's freely given. God has chosen each one of you. He's chosen each one of us. When we're on retreat or when we take a step back, we share graces like this. One of the greatest things that we can consider at that time is we have been chosen by our Lord. That's the reason why we're here in the first place. He chose us. At the very same time, we often experience that dichotomy, that next feeling, which is not only do I know that I'm chosen, in the very next moment, I recognize there's a certain weight to being chosen by God for anything, even just to be a Christian. The greatest glory in life is being a Christian. I don't mean to say just to be a Christian. I just mean some of us think that we have to have some office in the church in order to recognize that we have a great responsibility. No. Every single one of us who has been chosen by God, whose love has pierced our hearts, who's been with us, we now live with a responsibility to now love in return. There's a great responsibility that all of us have, and we should reflect on that. The Lord will provide his grace for us to do whatever job that he's given us, whatever task that he's set out for us. He told us to go to the ends of the earth, to make disciples of all nations. Every single Christian has that responsibility. Well, it's no wonder then that Bishop Tilka's motto now as a bishop is go make disciples. He's reminding us of the weight of the responsibility of being Christians, but also the honor that we know that it is to be chosen.